Alright guys, TechCribbit here again today, and of course the FaZe Clan roster announcement which we were meant to get last night and have probably been meant to get for the last 4 days or something didn't happen, so maybe it'll be tonight, who knows. Of course today's only the 18th of April, the roster change period ends on the 22nd of April, so we'll have to see how it goes. But today I thought I'd talk through some other news that has gone over the last couple of days. The main thing of course being this KN-57 Buff, which I think a few in the comments section have asked me to talk about, because it could potentially be meta changing if the pros decide to introduce it. Firstly though, I thought we'd talk through this Red Reserve situation a little bit more, because we got a press release from Red Reserve explaining more their side of the story, and we have a similar thing for the Nation of Power situation which we looked at yesterday. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you do, subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. 1 week since I did my 100th daily upload, so this is 107, so we're still going. Okay, so this is Red Reserve Entertainment. Now, this is I'm pretty sure Red Reserve or whoever owns them is the only public limited company that you can actually buy stocks in the CWL. Of course, nowadays not so much, considering they've taken the L basically. This is their press release. A lot of people were talking about how, well, this maybe wasn't the best way to go about it. It might be a bit small for you guys to read, so I'll go through it. The board of Red Reserve Entertainment AB, whatever that means, of course, is a Swedish company. This is translated from Swedish, so you can see the original in the description if you want to see it there, if you read Swedish for whatever reason. Has unanimously decided to close down Red Reserve Call of Duty Lore, I guess Call of Duty Division or whatever, that's translated a bit dodgy, as disharmony within the team and poor profitability and collaboration make it impossible to pursue further according to good business practice. The board of Red Reserve Entertainment has taken a unanimous decision to liquidate Red Reserve's AB Call of Duties, as it considers it impossible to gain profitability in the team within a reasonable future. The reason for the decision is that the immature market has proven to have poor bearing capacity, while the operating cost of the team due to the players' high compensation requirements is far too high. The team has also wrestled with mutual discord and therefore does not perform the absolute top results that are necessary to justify further investments. This is from Patrick Anderson, the CEO. This is an extremely boring development, boring, after all the hard work we and I have put down. I really believed in these guys and in the market prepared to see the enormous potential of being the first on the plane with a European COD team in the top divisions. The company has put in an intensive effort to get in sponsors, but the market is not yet ready to invest in the team to an extent that would have been required to continue the team. Changes in the market and the internal problems have also made the team unsaleable, and the players therefore go from today's date as free agents. So an interesting turn of events. This was spun by Deserto as blaming the players. I'm not sure I quite see it like that, but that's how Brycey sees it, so we'll have a look at that in just a second here. I guess it is kind of arguing that the players, their salary requirements are too high for what Red Reserve's willing to pay given their results, I guess, but obviously that could be a little bit of a dodgy translation. I think it kind of means that given their results, this isn't, it's not profitable unless you're going to be a top 3 team in the game. Of course, last season being a top 3 team in the game, well, yeah, probably, for a lot of it, then I guess they thought it was continuing to be profitable. And of course with 5v5, I'm not surprised that teams in general are considering, ditching Call of Duty. And of course Red Reserve, given all their financial trouble, it was inevitable. But definitely not definitely things dodgy on the side of Red Reserve here, because obviously they don't mention the fact that, well, Zero tweeted out yesterday he's owed 50k, Scraps is the same, Rated's 40k because of prize money that the organisation has taken following the event and then is going to be dishing out to them afterwards, as supposedly after maybe the organisation takes tax off it or takes whatever cut they want to have from the prize money, depending on what the contracts say. And yeah, it seems like the players haven't seen any of that. I know one of the former social media managers for Red Reserve that's now at United, a guy called Padaman on Twitter, I think is his at, maybe Piadata, something like that. I'll leave it down below if you want to go and follow him. And yeah, he was a former guy on Red Reserve, and he's owed, I think, a couple grand or something like that. A pretty shit situation. So this is what Brycey has to say about it. I'm sorry, I just read the Red Reserve statement that blames the players. Are you joking? Players' salaries too high. You negotiated that contract. Didn't perform quite as well as expected. Literally 2 events in. It's a league spot you can't lose. None of that justifies the lies and half-truths you told the players. None of it means it's acceptable to keep stringing them along and holding their league spot over them while trying to bleed every penny out of a buyout clause. None of it means it's acceptable to take their prize. None of it means it's acceptable to take their prize money of 40k or so each and not pay them for months. Them knowing all of this just to tell them they're now homeless in America. And of course, that's when Denal's CEO Zagtes stepped in to take them in, I guess, or at least pay for their house. What a disgusting statement. I hope you never work in esports again. Also, I should mention this has been going on for at least 6 months now. I'm heated, and I'm not even involved. Mad Cat says the following in reply to this one: it was prize money as well at events the team were performing at to the management's high expectations. Don't know why they can't just come out and say we are scum and screwing the players over. Well, yeah, some reaction to that statement. I thought I'd go through it. Alright, so courtesy of Charlie Intel, I'm going to be bringing you exactly what's happened to the KN44, I said, because that was the bloody Black Ops 3 one. The KN57 in this game, apologies. So yeah, the assault rifles have had some buffs. This is from March the 26th, and since then, the KN has had 2 more buffs. So it really does seem like they're trying to push it into the competitive meta. With the Rampart being nerfed, because of course at CWL Fort Worth we had the Rampart meta, and even a week after that in the Pro League as well, where LG were pulling it out, especially Classic, of course. Then it got that nerf that we talked about a while ago, puts it to the point where it's not really viable because the aiming speed is too slow, and all those other small changes that kind of added up as well. So maybe LG are licking their lips here with the potential for the KN57 to be Classic's new weapon of choice, who knows. So this one entailed extending the 4 and 5 shot kill range. The 5 shot kill range quite significantly, but yeah, 46 meters is already a very long way, so probably this is not a significant buff. Then on April the 9th, we have the following update. KN44 increased 4 shot range again, slightly increased recoil to compensate. And then, as of, well, yesterday, April the 17th, another update where the Rampart gets an increased ADS in speed, so maybe they'll make it slightly more viable. And then the KN57 reduced the recoil again, increased the ADS in speed as well. So they keep trying to make the KN57 a little bit better. Whether this means they're trying to push this for competitive is an interesting question. I don't know, because of course right now, of course, we only have one sub which is viable in the SORG, and in the assault rifle category we have, well, the Maddox and the ICR. The Swordfish would be viable if it wasn't GA'd. The Rampart is probably not so viable now. Maybe the KN will actually come into the meta here. It's definitely possible the guys on LG will start considering it. Classic doesn't seem to like the Maddox as much as his fellow pros. And yeah, let's have a look at some comments here on Reddit. So these goes along similar lines here. So LG is definitely going to win London now with Classic using the KN. Why don't they just buff the subs? What is this dev's obsession with trying to insert a different AR into the meta? Yeah, the MX9 would actually be kind of cool to have a different SMG. Of course, I'll leave this linked down in the description box below. The gun's already a laser beam. They want to decrease recoil more. So I'd really be interested to hear your thoughts on whether this gun is viable. I did try it a couple of days ago, and it feels kind of nice. But at the same time, it doesn't have the, I mean, the Maddox is just so good, and I think part of that is because you've got the quick draw too. You have that really nice potential to ADS in and out and move around so quickly, and it really feels like it's definitely a hybrid between an SMG and an AR, which is what makes it so strong. So the KN cannot be used quite like that. It is very strong, but yeah, I'm not sure whether it's not going to be as viable as the Maddox, I don't think, but maybe you could see one being pulled out of game, similar to how the Rampart was. Of course, a lot of the Rampart's strength came from the incredible damage and the flinch it provided, and also the wall banging potential, and I'm not sure the KN quite has that, so I'm not sure it's really competing in the right niche for it to be viable like the Rampart was. But of course, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. And yeah, Namdi reckons, if this gets GA, then well, we'll have to see. I don't know whether many pros will even try it, because once it comes to London, it's definitely possible that some teams will start pulling the KN out, and then we will have to see. So, it's for the next part of the video. Wanted to talk about the response from the, I think, Phoenix, one of the guys in the Nation of Power leaders. You may have heard of the name Phoenix before, because this guy was supposedly, well, we'll go through the Reddit post in just a second here. I haven't heard too much about him, but you guys may remember a story from a couple of years ago with this Enigma 6 coach shouting call-outs and stuff at events, and trying to throw people off and whatever, and giving them info from the stage. Apparently it's the same guy here. Cannot necessarily ratify that, but yeah, he releases this very long statement, as you can see. Of course, I will leave the link to this below if you want to read the entire thing. I'm just going to go through the conclusion. So this is what he says. Of course, there's two sides to both of the stories. I talked yesterday how the players may be owed a lot of money. He says they're not owed a lot of money. Well, of course, there's two sides to every story. The truth usually lies somewhere in between, but we will have to see how this develops over the course of things. To the people that feed on drama, I don't know why it's capitalized, I hope this feeds your urges, because this will be the one and only post I make about this. To the people, whenever people say stuff like this, it's like, what are you doing, sunshine? To the people involved that want to create this drama, not capitalized, and spread lies, just know I still have love for you and pray for your success in all your endeavours. To the fans and team, I apologise this had to happen this way. Players were paid what they owed, what they were owed. The coach got the 2.5k he was owed, and everything was done correctly. As unfortunate as the circumstances were, our intentions weren't to get rid of the team after World Gaming Network Toronto, as we had already made plans for London in March. Those boys are all extremely talented and deserve everything that comes their way, and I will always support them. Hopefully this clears up any confusion. There is so much that happens behind the scenes, but I will end with this. I may not be directly responsible, but I will take responsibility. What a great guy. If it sates your desire of drama and negative energy, I will take it. Please leave the staff, co-owners, the org, the streamers, the players uninvolved. Please do not harass them. Harass me and me only. I will take whatever you want to throw at me, the negative energy, the hate, the comments, or anything you can think of. You can put the blame on me. Crucify me, but not others. I will carry the burden like Jesus Christ himself. What an absolute legend. Calls himself Prince. Superb stuff. So this is the Reddit thread that I'll leave down in the description box below, and yeah, of course, Mason says that this is the guy, Phoenix, right? How can you convince kids to quit school? And pretty much everyone in this comment seems to have the same opinion here. That is the nature of the Reddit circle jerk, so I don't know if they're, of course, maybe if the initial comment that was posted on Reddit was something different, then maybe other people would also follow that opinion. But yeah, basically everyone is ratifying this opinion. He was the sketchy coach with E6 a couple of years ago. He screamed like a maniac, and when he was dropped, he tried giving all their strats to other teams, one of them being Fnatic that actually did take the strats. Arstees even said Phoenix tried to giving them E6 strats but it didn't take him. Overall, Phoenix is a man-child that plays the victim a lot, and the fact that I can see Am still teaming alongside him is awful. Absolutely quality stuff. And yeah, so well, we will have to see. If you want to read this in more detail, go down in the description box below, as I said. And yeah, I don't know how this will develop. Maybe we'll get more things coming out on either side. If the players truly are owed money, then it's a tough situation, but that's the nature of Call of Duty right now. The WWE of esports, I guess you could say. So a quick thing to end on, this is another post I saw on Reddit yesterday. Can we all agree Stimshot must go for Modern Warfare 4 or whatever the next game is? So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in addition as to whether Stimshot or manual healing should stay or go. So when I'm talking about Stimshot, I'm not necessarily talking about manual healing. I don't mind manual healing too much. I think that the speed at which it's possible with Stimshot is just ridiculous. The fact that you can peek corners, shoulder peek, you can see a guy take one bullet, you know, pop the stim in your arm, and then you can peek out 2 seconds later. That's not possible if you don't have Stimshot equipped. So I'm not equating the two. Stimshot and manual healing are different. I'll be wondering what you thought. Would you prefer to keep manual healing but have it at a slower pace, as if you're playing Black Ops 4 without Stimshot being allowed? Or are you preferring that we just go back to auto regeneration, which I guess I have a bit of a soft spot for, but I've played Call of Duty for a long time, so I guess it's somewhat ingrained in the psyche somehow. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new as always. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you next time.
Last man standing. You know what to do. Charges set. Their last man. Charges diffused.